Hey stars, it's me, Shot a Star, and I'm back. I hope you guys are enjoying your week. I don't know where you are in the world or in the country, but here in New Jersey, we are like 91, 92 degrees in certain places. So it's a hot one today. And with that being said, I'm not drinking tea. I'm drinking some fruit infused water. Um, Really good. But anywho, um, I wanted to start this off with please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Those things are important, people, for a page. Please leave me comments. I mean, some people leave things on my email that you see coming across charterstar@gmail.com. But it is also helpful if you put it on, the video in the comments. It's fine. I have nothing to hide. You want to talk, talk. Say what you have to say, and I will respond to you. I really will. Um, okay, so I wanted to start this video off talking about, well, actually, is a rest in peace to MTV VJ Ananda Lewis. Those of us of a certain age knows or knew who Ananda was. Very beautiful young lady. Um, yeah. So you had the BET 106 in Park, and then you also had MTV VJs and Ananda Lewis, former MTV VJ Ananda Lewis passes away at age 52 following bout with breast cancer. She's free. And I do remember reporting this at some point last year that, she had announced that she had breast cancer and lost the battle. Rest in peace. I wasn't, of course, I was more of a 106 in Park. But I'm clearly aware this was Ananda Lewis, very pretty young lady, a woman, and MTV personality Ananda Lewis, who hosted shows including the popular Total Request Live in the late '90s, before going on to host her own daytime talk show, and then to speak openly about her struggle with breast cancer. Has she's passed away. Her sister announced on yesterday, on Facebook. She was 52 years old. Um, you know, um, Rest in peace. Um, when you get to a certain age, it seems like, and this is not funny, but it seems like at a certain age, you just experiencing loss after loss after loss, right? And if you're not a strong person mentally, that can work on your psyche and different things like that. And these don't even have to be people that we personally know, but we grew up watching them on TV. We were their friends in our heads, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah. Okay, so moving along, right? So I don't know. Okay, so y'all remember me telling you guys about the American airline, right? Was it American? Yeah, they were flying a plane that had a gas leak, and it even had wrong engine parts installed, which means what kind of inspection are you actually doing for these planes? So we went through all of that yesterday, right? Well, surprise, surprise. Okay. Early this morning, we find out. Let me see. Am I going to bring up something? Well, this is another story. Wow, the airlines are really showing out. Flight AI 171, a London bound Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner with 242 people aboard crashed shortly after takeoff. At least one survivor has been found. People stand around the debris of the airplane after it crashed in India's northwest city of Ahmedabad. And from what I understand, from researching the story a little bit, it crashed into a building. So, and it has one survivor. At first, they were saying no survivors because they actually showed the plane. Someone had a video of the plane descending, and then it like kind of disappears behind some trees, and a and some buildings, and then you just see a bunch of smoke and fire, right? So they stated that there were no survivors at that point, but later on they found that there was one survivor, and from what I understand, allegedly he walked away. Um, they did show him in the hospital. I think some people had went to visit him, and he had told his son that he don't remember anything. From what allegedly he said, he don't remember um, the plane crashing, and he doesn't remember how he got out of the plane. But from what is being said, allegedly he walked away, meaning he was capable of walking if he was all together at that point, allegedly. Okay, so we've been talking about this over and over again. Like I said yesterday about the leak and I was telling you about the gas leak and the wrong engine parts and being installed. Like what? You're putting us on planes. People, I'm telling you guys have to get serious with this. Think about the beginning of this year, how many incidents and plane crashes and helicopter incidents, things aviational is happening. Think of it, guys. You just is it worth it? And I think that it could get better. Meaning, these things are fixable. Maintaining a plane is fixable. Properly maintaining a plane, making sure it has its proper parts, and make sure it doesn't have a gas leak of everything. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. We have to do something. And I suggested yesterday for one day, nobody flies anywhere. Put it off for the next day or put it off or whatever. But for one day, if no one flies in the US, do you know what that will be telling them? That we're not going to stand for them. We're already taking a chance in the air. You get it? Anything can happen. But now you're sending us in the air with faulty planes, with wrong engine parts and not being maintained, and they have gas leaks and the engines are exploding. And this, I don't have, I'm going to say allegedly, but we don't have to. It's already happened. That's what we're talking about. The plane whose engines exploded and people were out on the wings when the plane burst into flames because the engine had wrong parts installed into it. Really? I don't know, people. Y'all can laugh if y'all want. I mean, like I said, the next time you walk away could be the last time you walk away. Keep that in mind. It's just unnecessary, and we have to send a very strong message. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, that's the only way they're going to listen to us, right? And th- okay, well, okay, where were we? Well, let me tell you about one other thing that American Airlines did. This is an American airline thing, right? Um, Imagine getting on a plane in the United States, right? And you're heading to Italy. Okay? Italy. Something that you would assume American Airlines have done thousands of times, right? Well, you bought a plane from the US, any city, it doesn't even matter. It can be from LA, it can be from New York, it can be from New Jersey, but you're heading to Italy. And you take that long flight. I'm not even quite sure how long that flight is. However, when it's time for you to get yourself together because you think that you're landing in um, Italy, you find out that the plane, the American Airlines sent a plane from the United States to Italy that was too big for its destination airport and wasn't allowed to land. Okay? So, United Airlines boarded this flight, have pilots on this flight, staff, took off. Just imagine, just say the flight is 7 hours, 8 hours. I'm sure it might be a little more than that, but however. Um, and then when you think that it is all almost over, you're told that you are not allowed to land because the plane that they put you on is too big for their runway and for their airport. How did somebody miss that? And haven't you flown this plane to Italy before? I mean, I know that there's different planes and different ranges, like how long they can fly and, things of the sort. Boom. This is an Airbus. So this is humongous, huge, you know? And because it's going to Italy, I'm sure this is set up with beds and different things, all the amenities. Well, again, an American airline flight to Naples, Italy changed course to Rome due to an operational limitation. Passengers were bused from Rome to Naples, which took hours. So again, it seems like it's about the money with the airlines now. Because like I said, it's not American Airlines got their fair share. But it's not just them. It's JetBlue. All of them across the board, allegedly, right? And it seems to be a systematic problem. It's not just one airline. It's the problem. They're understaffed. They don't have enough air traffic controllers. They just don't have enough staff to do maintenance and different things that's needed to be done. So this is the thing though, instead of taking our money and making it just about profit, stop putting us on these planes that they may or they may not make the destination. How crazy is that? We're already people taking the chance of flying. Anything can happen. Something as small as a group of birds can fly into the engine and make your engine explode. Just hypothetically speaking, I'm just saying this is how common and how easy things can go wrong so fast. So for it to go wrong so fast on a plane that shouldn't even be in the air is crazy talk. That's crazy talk. What are you talking? What are you talking? Okay. Just wanted to put that out there. Well, we're not going to leave the airport yet, though. We gonna still stay here a little bit because apparently um a TSA officer at Pittsburgh International Airport is facing serious charges following allegations of theft during a passenger screening. The suspect, Richard Bruce, has been charged with theft by unlawfully taking and receiving stolen property. Now, the problem is, while again, I've warned you about when spring had came in and people had started to travel and started to go on trips. I said, be careful how you pack your things. Be careful of how you put those things in the bin. Sometimes it's a hustle and bustle, and I don't know why, but every time I go through airport security, I'm somewhat nervous at some point because you never know what these machines are going to do or what they're going to say. Did I leave something in my pocket? Did I leave something in my bag? It's I do get a little nervous, and who wants to be mistreated at the airport? Okay. Not me. Sorry. Okay, so um, while you're putting things in the bin, and I told you guys, things with your wallet, like if you have a crossbody bag or your wallet and your iPad and stuff, you can put your shoes and your jacket and your coat, your sweater into the bin and let that go. Something happens, you don't lose anything. But that bin with your electronics, that bin with your wallet, that bin with your crossbody bag, with your passport and all your stuff in it, that should go when you go to walk off to screening is when you should allow that one to leave. Because hopefully you can, well, most likely it's still going to beat you there because you're going through the machine, never knows what these machines may say, right? So again, there you have your bin getting there before you. So they're going to the two other types of security. And it's before you know it, it's sitting at the end and you're being told to turn around and put your feet on these things and, um, you know, those type of things. Maybe remove a belt, maybe remove, I don't know. And they're getting you. I don't have to say allegedly. This is not the first time, but allegedly, there while you're waiting and going, and sometimes it's a setup because you're not thinking, so you're putting everything into a bin, and they put your iPad and put your cell phone and put your wallet and put all your keys and all of that in one bin, and you're doing that, but you forgot to take off your shoes. If you're not like if you don't have special TSA entry and all of that stuff, you might have to take off your shoes. But mind you, your bin is already moving. You forgot to take off your shoes. Now you got to get another bin to put your shoes in because that bin is already gone. And sometimes it's a distraction. They have their other person hold you up. push something on a machine where the machine can't see through something, so they make you do it again and again. And while you're doing that again, they in your pockets again and again. Okay, I'm just letting you know. When you're dealing with humans, it's just it is what it is. It is what it is. So you, in turn, you don't never know who you're going to come across at that point of any day and time. So you have to learn to secure yourself, and your stuff. Period. Okay, so I don't know if I don't know how many of you guys that watch Real Housewives of New Jersey, right? Well, I'm going to put this picture up, and then we're going to talk about this story. Now, I don't like I said, I'm familiar. I'm sure a lot of other people have watched no, have watched Housewives of New Jersey with Teresa Giudice, right? Which she has a new name now because she's remarried again, but we know her as Teresa Giudice. And this is her daughter, Gia. This is her. Where are we at? This is her oldest daughter right here, Gia. And this is, of course, Teresa Giudice. And you remember Teresa Giudice and her family when her and her ex-husband Juicy Joe Judice, okay, is what they call him. Juicy Joe Judice had, they both served time, federal time for tax evasion and allegedly and fraud and, taking out all these loans and not, and the information not being there, fraud. And so was it him? No, she went in first because her time was shorter than his. And while he stayed with the girls, because I believe they have 3 or 4 daughters, not quite sure, but nevertheless, he was able to stay with them. And then once she did her time, she came out and he went in. And during that time, they divorced and allegedly, and he moved back to Italy and he was deported actually. And this is before all of this Donald Trump, so you can't even blame him for that, which is a little weird about a statement that he made. However, um, yeah, okay, so the mom and the dad went and did federal time for fraud, right? Okay. And what they're saying allegedly is that the fruit don't fall far from the tree because apparently the daughter right here, Gia Giudice. Well, okay, let me get rid of that. Well, let me get over here. It says Gia Giudice accused of orchestrating an underground ghostwriting business at Rutgers University. Now, Gia went to Rutgers University and Gia graduated from Rutgers University. But what's coming up now is that she ran a ghostwriting business, meaning, writing. Yeah, I know what I mean by writing papers for people and doing things for people that, you pay her a certain fee. And apparently, allegedly, she worked with her now stepfather, somebody in his family is who she was in cahoots with, allegedly, about this underground ghostwriting business. Allegedly, that Gia was supposed to be heading at Rutgers University. So now it's coming up, and people are talking, and now she's graduated, right? This is what they're saying. Um, In June 2025, Gia was at the center of a rumor that she and several other students at Rutgers University were accused of operating an illegal ghostwriting service on campus. Um, they're saying, again, like I said, they complete paperwork, they do papers that are due and things like that, and you pay them, and someone else writes it for you, and that's ghostwriting, which is supposed to be illegal. The services allegedly included Gia and her classmates charging other Rutgers students to write essays or other academic projects. They reportedly operated the underground service as a real company, requesting that their clients send payment through Venmo, PayPal, and other fake accounts. The accounts also accused Gia's stepdad, Louis Rulas, of being involved in the scandal. And I say that because they're saying that someone in his family worked with her. I don't know if they were also a student there, but they suppose they had allegedly worked with Gia with this underground. So, listen, it's weird because, of course, we know it's bad. We know that it's legal, but we know that it happens. Also, she has that entrepreneur spirit. Okay. She 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 loved money, and I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to say allegedly because right now she's just it's just accusations and rumors, and but there is an investigation going on. Even though she has already graduated, they can be ugly and do some other things. Nevertheless, that happened, and you know that when the president was, I don't know if that's true. Okay, well, are you aware that President Trump um fired, give me 1 second, fired the first African American Black Librarian of Congress. Her name was Carla Hayden, and she was fired last month for no reason at all. She received a letter, and from what I understand, the letter had very few words. I mean, they even counted them. If I'm correct, I think they said 31 or 32 words, and whatever it was letting her know that her service was no longer needed. Okay, now that's huge because I think we're having problems seriously. If we want to be serious, we've been having problems with libraries across the country for years. Hard to keep them open. I actually have a friend that's a librarian, and it used to be something that you actually could want to be, or you go from teaching to be a librarian, or whatever. Um, but to find out that this is the first library African American woman that has ever held this post for Congress. She dealt with everything Congress, anything that was in the Library of Congress was under her control, and that's what she did, right? Well, she doesn't understand why she was fired, but I mean, like I said, this is her name is Carla Hayden, like I said, and she's now hitting the interview circuit. This is her, and people they're saying that she's been the first to have a holeless post, and the way that she was let go just seems ridiculous. It wasn't just like, yeah, she runs the Library of Congress. Okay, that's just not just anything. And let's see what I can get from this. They said that they just felt the way that she was let go for whatever reason. They didn't say that she was. They just wanted to let you know that she was the first female and the first Black Librarian of Congress. Okay, ever. And Donald Trump just Hayden is the latest high-ranking Black government official because that's what she is. If she runs the Library of Congress, is what she is, and to be axed in the Trump fired. Dr. Hayden became the Librarian of Congress after a lengthy run as the chief librarian. So, yeah, he fired her. And from what I understand, he fired her with a 31 word letter. So I don't know what that was. Um, yeah. So, with that being said, she's gone. She's out of here. Now, I'm going to put this picture up because, I mean, again, this is like I said yesterday. This is my last story, y'all. Not gonna keep y'all much longer and let y'all go. Um, but however, Eddie Murphy, I don't know. Okay, y'all remember that Eddie Murphy had a child with Mel B, the Spice Girl, right? And y'all remember there was, I don't know, allegedly some would say that they were in a relationship. Some would say it was like a little short term thing, and she happened or wound up pregnant, right? Okay, so they had a daughter named Angel. That's what her name. And this is her. This is Mel B of the Spice Girls, the mother. This is Angel. And this is the father, Eddie Murphy. It says Eddie Murphy and Mel B, 18-year-old child Angel, comes out as transgender. And I'm not surprised. And I'm very happy that um, I would say now his verbs would be he and him will be happy living however he chooses to. Um, okay, so I wanted to bring that out. I want to read you a little bit of the story, and I mean, it's not much to say, but I'm just telling you they had a daughter named Angel. She has now turned 18. Angel Brown, the only child of Eddie Murphy and Mel B, recently celebrated, they're saying, his 18th birthday. So he's now 18. Eddie Murphy and Mel B Chow has come out as transgender, with the pair showing their love and support for their son. Daycare Daddy star Murphy and Spice Girls alumni Mel B, real name Melanie Brown, had a brief romance in 2006, which resulted in Angel being born a year later. See, I remember it being a bunch of stuff going on and, whatever. Well, Mel B, who celebrated her 50th birthday in recent days, also has two daughters, Madison, 13, and 26-year-old Phoenix. Um, um, Meanwhile, Murphy is the father of 10. Okay. The actor's eldest child, Eric, is 35, who recently wed Martin Lawrence's daughter, Jasmine, who's 29, in a private ceremony just last month. So yeah, Eddie Murphy's daughter is married to, I'm sorry, Martin Lawrence's daughter is married to Eddie Murphy's son. And Eddie Murphy has 10 children. Angel turned 18 in April, and people have since noticed that on his Instagram, he's changed his pronouns to him. And reportedly, Angel's celebrities' parents are in support of his decision to identify as a transgender man. Well, I mean, it is what it is. And why shouldn't he? Why shouldn't he? Insider told the Mail Online, it's a decision Angel made and Mel has been understanding. Likewise, Eddie. There was no big event to mark it. Angel just wanted it to be known that pronouns are now suitable. Yeah. What I will say is I see Angel, and I don't know what he changed his name to, because like I said, he now is being considered as him. So Angel is universal, so it doesn't have to change that if he doesn't want to. I respect it. You get to live your life, but I do want to show you guys. He just turned 18, and this is what he looks like. He has the thorns, the things coming out of his nose and out of his under here. I don't know anything about this. I just know it's goth, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Don't if you know, let me know. No shade, no nothing. Allegedly, I when I've seen in New York, usually they're dressed in all black and it's goth and they have all of these thorns and different things going through. So, it is a way of life. And I just wanted to let you know that's what Angel is into at the moment, and that's fine. Listen, that was it for me today. I love you guys. I want you guys to be intentional. Um, you know what? I have one more thing about. Wait a minute. Okay, so go back to the Gia Giudice story, right? And like I said, I was telling you guys that besides her being allegedly accused of running this underground ghostwriting thing for papers at Rutgers University, if you don't know, her and a few other young reality celebrity children have a show now, and it's called Gen X. It's called Gen New York City, and it has, like I said, it has Gia Giudice. It has Riley Burris, Candy Burrow's daughter. It also has two of the kids from Housewives of Salt Lake City, two of the kids from there. So it's like a Bravo reunion and a Bravo show for all the kids that has been on Bravo shows and who parents are on Bravo shows. Yeah, I didn't know everyone, but like I said, they have a new show. It's filmed here in New York because Riley, if you remember, believe like she came here for NYU, and I believe that like I said, Gia Giudice is right across the water in New Jersey, who went to Rutgers. So somehow they're trying to bring all of these young people together. Oh, Kim Zolciak's youngest daughter, is actually on here also. Her and her boyfriend, and that's when she made the claim last week that her mother took all her money. She said that she was making a lot of money as a kid. She would make money on being on Housewives of Atlanta. Also, because of who her mother was and because they were big on social media, they were paid a lot of money to endorse certain things, clothing and different things. And she said she made a lot of money. And they asked her how much money she had made. So much money she didn't even know, but she thought it was there. But my thing is, did you honestly think that your parents, your mom and your stepdad, was going through financial issues to the point where their house is being foreclosed on numerous times and they're not going to touch that money? I don't know. I just wanted to let you guys also know that, like I said, there's a show. It's called Gen NYC. Is on Bravo, and it's the kids of some reality stars that we're aware of. Again, I just wanted to let you guys know that I love you guys. Like I said, you're going to see more of me. Thank you for the numbers. Thank you for the support. And I want you to be intentional and be in the know. And until next time, I love you guys.